Hello, music friends. It's what time? It's 6 o'clock. Do you know where your blues music is? I'm Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire. This program is Musical Hangout, the only musical experience that's live on YouTube that appreciates our long-lost comrade, our brother-in-arms, David Lynch, he has died. He is dead. I'm going to make sure real fast that my sound doesn't berserk later on. Give me a quick second to do. All right, and we're back. Yes, David Lynch has died. He has passed on to the nether regions, and we miss him. I miss him. That's why I got my Twin Peaks poster out here for tonight's live stream. Making sure that I honor my heroes. Big David Lynch fan. Don't know what else to say. I watched Twin Peaks when I was living in Nashville. Got me through some hard times. Again, I've mentioned this before in this very program, but if you go onto Spotify, I guess I should say that now. For your first reminder of the night, links as always are in the description box below. There you can find me on Amazon, iTunes, what have you. Also give me a follow on social media. It doesn't hurt. There's all sorts of fun to be had there. Also, make sure you give this a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up and share it. My friend texted me. And share it hither and yon, and subscribe. I don't know what that does, but I'm told it helps. I know that most people who watch these and any of my content don't actually subscribe, and shame on you. Shame on you. That's all I got to say. Thanks to those of you who did watch my video on Jackson C. Frank, the long-promised video on Jackson C. Frank. But hey, I make good on my promises, you know. We got a new old president. Let's see if he makes good on his promises. Probably not, though. In any case, we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to talk about blues music. I got my Grey Cock t-shirt on. I got my Grey Cock signature guitar. We're going to have a grand old time. But it happened for about 12 hours. The thing that we all thought would never happen happened. TikTok was banned, and thousands of Gen Zs cried out in anguish. And I heard them all. And me, because I'm a person, I didn't know. Just as soon as I found out it was banned, it was unbanned. So I thought the whole thing was fake, which is hilarious and kind of embarrassing, but it's true. And so some advice, you know, you had to go without TikTok for 12 hours. What did you do? I have some advice for you youngsters out there. You can touch grass, you know, go outside. Well, maybe not right now. It's really cold where I'm at. It's been below right now. The computer is showing me 25 degrees right now. It's probably colder than that outside. But you can go outside in the springtime, or maybe you like the cold. Maybe you find out you like being out in the cold. I don't judge. You can apply for a job. Get a job, a respectable job. Burn your hands, okay? I burnt these hands on pizza pans. Can you dig it? That was a cool rhyme, okay? I did it. I did that, okay? Got myself through college doing that. You can't do it. I didn't take my clothes off. Well, one time I did on stage, but that's a different story. I didn't take my clothes off for money, okay? We didn't have TikTok back in my day. We had Snapchat and a dream, okay? And ain't nobody made no money off Snapchat. Snapchat didn't even make money off Snapchat. Let's be real. Okay, the point being is there's other things you can do besides be on the TikTok, okay? You don't need to be seeing what's trending. You don't need to be assaulting your teachers or destroying school bathrooms. You understand? I hope you understand. I hope you understand, folks. And I hope that you, instead of going on TikTok, go on Spotify and listen to my music. Alrighty. Hey, speaking of music, we're going to get right into it here with a little bit of that Eric Clapton. Back when he was in a group, I'm a big fan of early Eric Clapton, not so much later on when he was, you know, Eric Clapton. I like Derek and the Dominoes, of course, Cream. Some people call it The Cream. But doggone it, I just like early Eric Clapton. There's something about it. I think that was when he was like, that's when he was like truly, I think, at his best. But anyways, this is a little bit of that Got to Get Better in a little while. And if you're upset right now, I know there's lots of changes, change in the wind. I promise you, it's got to get better in a little while. Don't you know what's wrong with me? I'm seeing things I don't want to see. I'm sniffing things that ain't no good for me. I'm going down fast, won't you say a prayer for me? Got to get better in a little while. 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 And you know the sun's got to shine on my guitar someday. Well, revolution across the land, just like slide, you gotta make a stand. But don't hurt nobody, don't knock them down. Give them a help and a hand to get off the ground. Got to get better in a little while. 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 It's got to shine on my guitar someday. Tomorrow, do it today. Got to get better in a little while. 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 You know the sun's got to shine on my guitar someday. reach over in the middle of that. There's a speaker over there I think was turned on. And if that's the case, everybody on the block can hear this activity. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I would hate to have the police kick down the window or my door telling me to, politely hopefully, but probably not, to shut up. In any case, it's turned off. I'm pretty sure I turned the volume down on that, so there probably wasn't an issue. But hey, that's show business. I don't want to cause problems. I do want my neighbors and everybody on the block to tune in. But here on YouTube, which this is live, unless you're watching it like tomorrow or something like that, unfortunately, it's not going to be live at that point. But we're live here every Tuesday. If you're new here, hello. I'm Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire. I have my own jams. That wasn't one of them. That was heavily inspired by booger sugar, as the kids say. So I'm told. I don't know anything about such things. I was told to just say no to drugs. Actually, I had the dare thing growing up. Anyways, we're going to keep going like this is going well. And I'm going to do a tune of mine called Mr. Francis. It's a funky sort of bluesy number in the key of C. And now you're up to date on that. It can be found on the I Have No Strings, I Must Play album. I'll say that like a normal person. It's called I Have No Strings and I Must Play, streaming your second reminder of the night at the link below. Now let's get funky. like LA Night. Yeah. Please don't sue me. Cruising right along for a bruising. Hey, we get to use the Univibe again, or as I like to call it, Mr. Wiggles, because things get a little wiggly. My guitar went out of tune there. Or maybe my mind went out of tune. That's the things you got to deal with. Anyways, I totally realized halfway through that song, I didn't finish my anecdote about David Lynch. If you go back to Spotify, what have you, actually Spotify has the playlist. I did some experimental music in 2020, the year of the Great Pestilence, where I kind of just threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at, musical ideas, I suppose. For example, there's some classic Zach is what I call it, where it's just me, the acoustic guitar and a harmonica, and a dream. And then there's some crazy epic instrumentals and whatnot, full band stuff, poppy stuff, what have you. And in each one of those songs, there's 12 of them, because it was one song a month for all of 2020. In each of those songs, there is a David Lynch reference, specifically Twin Peaks. So here's your mission. You go watch Twin Peaks if you haven't already, and then you go and you listen to it, including The Return, which is the 25 years later season 3, and then you go back and listen to every single one of those songs, and you find the David Lynch references. And if you can find all of them, you get a prize. It's probably a crisp high five. Daddy ain't got no money, okay? But still, what a cool thing I did. And when you're looking for these things, remember what the man says. Keep your eye on the donut, not the donut hole. This is a Hendrix-inspired tune that was not one of those experimental tunes, but it is cool nonetheless. It's called The Monster I Have Become. It can be found on my 2021 album called Sounds, which is another experimental album where I kind of just experimented more with electric guitar stuff. There are 2 acoustic tracks on there. But I wanted to see what I could do. If I could just use different scales, different songwriting ideas. And this is one of them. It's called The Monster I've Become. Very, very sneaky. Something like that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what just happened. We just had ourselves a moment. And we've had many of them here. Many great moments live on this very broadcast. This one and others. I got a whole playlist of them. I think it's like almost 90 of these I've been doing. Already changed the track. When did I start doing this? I think in like 2022. Like October of 2022. All sorts of fun to be had. Alright, we're going to do a high octane 1980s tune. Except it's not because, well, it is high octane, but it's not a 1980s tune. I wrote it myself last year. It's called White Line Fever. And it goes a little something like this. I felt that one in my dang corns. Great googly moogly. Holy guacamole. high octane set tonight, folks. My heart's palpitating. Could be that I'm a little out of shape these days, but then again, I don't know anything about such things. All I know is this here instrument, and that chicken and rice is really good. Alright, we're gonna do a song by Mr. Jimi Hendrix, Country Jim Hendrix, over there in between the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young record and the Twin Peaks poster. This is one of his tunes, because my goodness, well, not because, but my goodness, isn't it? It's a great tune, folks. This is a little bit of that Who Knows from the band The Gypsies. That time they did about 5 shows, I think it was, where Jimi Hendrix kind of he didn't do the Jimi Hendrix Experience. It was the band of Gypsies. I'm not going to go into the whole history of that because, quite frankly, I don't want to. I just want to play. But the guitar players love this song, suffice it to say. They love the song because you can just jam over it. Sometimes I sing the words to it, but lately, the last couple of times I've been doing it, I've just been jamming over it because there's so many possibilities with it. And it's effectively one chord. So it goes to show you, you don't need, Mr. Jazz Guitar Player, peace and love, of course, but you don't need 18 chords in a song. You can just have one and let your mind run free like an eagle. knows? Jimi Hendrix. Band the Gypsies era on the Univibe, on the Greycock signature Gristle Master guitar from Reverend Guitars. What more do you need, you know? Well, you know, money, food, water, safe place to live, companionship, things like that. But, you know, that was rhetorical. Yeah. We're going to do a little bit of a... We're going to switch gears here. This is a tune I did in tribute of a man called Roy Buchanan. I made a YouTube video on him. Very popular. Go check that out. He's the best guitar player that you never heard. And no, that's not an insult. That's a fact. So I wrote this little groovy tribute to him. And then actually after this, we're going to do a Roy Buchanan tune, if you can believe it. So stick around. Don't touch that dial now. Yeah, Roy's Groove, named after Roy Buchanan, found on the I Have No Strings and I Must Play album. It's fun for the whole family. Right, let's get filthy in a way that we haven't done yet. This is an actual Roy Buchanan tune from an actual album, actually, called Filthy Teddy. It is, I think it's the opening track of the Roy Buchanan, the second album. Don't quote me on that. I do listen to that album quite a lot, so you'd think I would know. But my brain is growing weary from our rocking tonight. Anyways, Filthy Teddy. No, it's not. I lied. It's actually No Way Out. Filthy Teddy is next. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had Zach Starts the Wrong Track on your musical Hangout bingo board, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. You may be entitled to a large cash award. This is actually one of my tunes from my song called Imaginary Songs. It's called No Way Out. I mean, there might be elements of Roy Buchanan in it. You never know. play out. I definitely got some Roy Buchanan stuff in there. I definitely made it happen. Now, I'm going to actually do the Roy Buchanan song Filthy Teddy, which I introduced perfectly, so I'm just going to play it. As a musician I once knew said, don't derp, Zach, just play the song. And so his name was also Zach, interestingly enough. Here we go. Teddy from Roy Buchanan's second album called Roy Buchanan, the second album. Simpler times were the 1970s. Am I right or am I right? We're going to do a little bit of that Rolling Stones here. Tune called Let It Bleed. Yeah, we all need someone we can lean on. bit of that vitamin C and sympathy. Where we all need someone we can dream on. And if you want it, babe, why don't you dream on me? Where we all need someone we can dream on. And if you want it, babe, why don't you dream on me? I was dreaming of a steel guitar engagement where you toast my hair and scented jasmine too. I feel my dirty, filthy basement with that faded, jaded, drunken eyes what wasn't coming. Where we all need someone we can feed on. And if you want it, babe, why don't you feed on me? Won't you take my arm, take my legs? Well, don't you, honey, don't you take my hand? That's where it ends. I always forget I added an extra little something something in that arrangement of that tune. Very rock and roll. Had an extra bar of soloing I could have done. Too bad. Alright, we're gonna end it with a fun little just a cute little wonderful little sort of funky number, I suppose, if you are judging it by my right hand technique. Please don't, I'm sensitive. It's an unrecorded tune of mine called Me and All My Friends in the key of G. That's not the whole title, it's just in the key of G. I don't know why I'm telling you that. I think I have a few subscribers out there that are musicians that can dig the music talk. Anyways, maybe I'll get around to recording it. It sounds great on this guitar. There's just enough bite on the top end that I can't wait to see what happens when I get it tracking. Anyways, Me and All My Friends. You have to, it's a musical hangout exclusive. That's it. That's what I like to think of it as. Here we go. Licks for friendship, if you will. my friends. Let me know. Comment down below. Live viewers and people watching this later if you want me to record that and put it out. I did it once, and I just didn't like how it turned out. I did record it. Every time I try to record that, somebody comes in and stops it, ladies and gentlemen. But that is our program here tonight. Musical Hangout, about an hour's worth of entertainment each and every Tuesday night at 6 p.m., except for the Tuesdays that I'm not doing it, which you will be notified. How do you get notified? Subscribing here by clicking the subscribe button. Following me on social media at any of the links down below. If not, messenger pigeons will be deployed to tell you when we are live streaming and when we are not live streaming. In most cases, I am. We will be back here next Tuesday, the 28th of our Lord, in the year of our Lord, 2025. I have been Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire, signing off, reminding you that the best sermons are lived, not preached. Bread is bread, cheese is cheese, praise God. Have I told them one about the Mormon and the Irishman on the plane? So a Mormon and an Irishman get on a plane, and the plane takes off, and it gets about that time, you know, where the ladies come out. I believe they're called flight attendants, not stewardesses anymore, but in any case, they come out and they're offering drinks. And the Irishman orders a whiskey. And then the flight attendant asks the Mormon, "Sir, do you want anything to drink?" And the Mormon says, "Oh, no, 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 no. I would rather be raped by 1,000 whores than let liquor touch my lips." And the Irishman hands his drink back and says, "I didn't know that was an option. I want that." All right, we'll see you next time, folks.